Yo! What's up, guys? It's Ghost Chunks, aka Jake, and I gave LeBron James sciatica. We're here for Silo's Money Laundering League, SMLL, episode 2 of our little recap podcast. I'm here joined, of course, by the frame financier himself, Silo.
What's
Joey,
up?
how you doing, boss?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Crazy week. Crazy little fantasy week. 5 winners, 5 victors, and 5 losers. It's a 10-team league. That's the way it's going to be every week, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty crazy. There were some close games, and a couple of runaway games too, I think. So we're going to get into all of that. But we should probably do a little recap, I guess, of like some injury shit first, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go through that little list. In case you didn't know already, I don't know which one of us has Luca, but he has a finger. I think it's his finger, right? His finger
Yes.
exploded.
And something else as well.
Oh, I think it is his finger and his hamstring both. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something like that. But he's out for like an estimated week to 2 weeks, I believe. And as of a couple hours ago, Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, the Iron Man, who didn't like miss a fucking game last season, I think, is out for 2 weeks. What was he out with, Joey? I don't
It
remember.
was he had some sort of hamstring tightness. He left a few minutes into a game, which doesn't sound like the type of injury that would, send someone out for 2 weeks, but pretty recently we got the update here, and yeah, I mean, that's a handful of games for the rest of this week, and probably a few next week as well.
That's impactful. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, get that man to a masseuse, I guess. And then Zion also has an injury, something with like a bone in his foot. I could be wrong. He's out for tonight. I don't know how serious it is, and it's Zion, so like, skinny Zion this, skinny Zion that. I'm a believer, truthfully. I don't know how you feel about Zion this year, but
I
like I was kind of like, he looks good. He looks thin.
I think Zion believers are stronger than the Marines, and they have a faithfulness that I only hope other people would have in me, because I mean it's crazy how much this keeps happening. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope he's back in, as soon as he can be, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully it's just like a one game kind of thing. I don't know what their schedule is for this week, the Pelicans. I don't know if they're playing like back to backs or anything like that, but regardless, he's out today, and we'll keep an eye on that. Um, Andrew Nemhard, he's been out for a minute actually, like since like the first 5 minutes of the Pacers' first game. I think he got his shoulder pretty messed up, and it did not look good. He was stifling in pain. But I don't know. He could be the day-to-day by now. It might be a day-to-day situation, or it could be something a little more serious. And then the last one I have is Brandon Miller, who I faithfully drafted, and um, he also had a pretty similar shoulder thing to Nemhard. I don't know what the timetable is. The Hornets fucking suck. They're like the worst team in the league at reporting their like injuries faithfully and in a timely manner. So I'm just gonna safely assume like 18 months probably, uh, and live with that.
We'll see him. Yeah, we'll see him by next Christmas, bro.
Yeah, he's done. If anybody wants him to trade, I'll package him in there real nice and neat for you. But that's like those are the notables for the injury list anyway. I don't think any of those affect you, right? You don't have any of those
No,
guys.
I'm safe, thankfully, from injuries so far. I gotta give a quick shout out to the Bob squad, man. He already had LeBron sitting injured, and first round pick Ant also going out for 2 weeks is
Oh,
completely, taking away your 1-2 punch. I hope he can manage, despite all that, but probably not
mm,
winning, some of those categories like points or whatever.
yeah. I didn't realize that Keith had both of them. Uh, could be a grueling couple of weeks. we'll see. Maybe he'll soldier through. Oh, it's worth mentioning now. We're going to do our PR for the first week at the end of this. We're going to go through a couple of more things, some players who popped off, some slow starts, and then the grand finale shall be us going through our consensus top 10 of our beautiful 10-player league from bottom to top,
Yeah, I'm
uh,
excited.
and why. Yeah, that'll be cool. But I guess yeah, that's it for injuries. Guys who popped off. Uh, this was a crazy first week. Some people went like I'm not paraphrasing here. Absolutely bananas.
uh,
Banana mode.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one of them? You
Yes.
have
So
one of
I
them,
have
Joey.
I,
Do you want to
I
talk about
have
your
one
man?
of them. I'll start off with my man Tyrese Maxey. Uh, the Sixers, they've been kind of down and out for the last couple seasons. I feel like between Embiid, Paul George, it's been a hard time, and Maxey has been kind of one of the bright spots. And I mean, he erupted. Was that their first game of the season? I think it was, right?
It, yeah, it was their season opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 40 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals and a block in 41 minutes. Like the
Mm.
shooting was there. He seemed great, and I'm really happy that the young core of the Sixers seems like it's coming along. Which you know, another young guy that you kind of have to talk about is VJ Edgecombe, who
Oh my God. Yeah.
same first game ever in the league. He dropped 34 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't know what the shooting was like on that. I don't have the exact numbers, but like I mean, it had to have been crazy. Like for you to come out in your very first game and do that in Philly as well, kind of famous for having tough crowds wherever they go, is
Mm.
really impressive. Like I think a lot of people were very willing to talk about Cooper Flag the way he's like a runaway rookie of the year favorite, but I think we have a couple young, interesting young stars already who like it should be a fun race.
Worth noting also that Ban FD drafted VJ Edgecombe late into the draft. I think it was 113th. Did Freak Bob take him? That's a flyer. It's also a guy who, in a lot of other 10 teams, probably would have been undrafted and just full confidence. I think, like Freak Bob was like, nah, he's going to pop off. He's going to be good. He called it. That's like one of the craziest debut games I've ever seen. Super
Yeah,
nuts.
that's you have to respect the faith for doing that. That's sick.
Yeah, paying off. He's still playing good since then too. It wasn't a dud. He's
Yeah.
still putting up numbers. Who else we got?
AR-15, man. Did you get a chance to watch that game?
I did not watch that game. The NBA does this really cool thing where you need like 5 different subscriptions to watch every game, and I didn't have the one that requires viewing of AR-15 massacring. It was the Kings, right? I think he just like
Yeah.
devastated the Kings. Oh, I hate
It's
the Kings. They're so bad.
I mean,
It's just so no Luca, no Bron,
no problem.
and a 6'1" white dude lit you the fuck up. He had 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals in 39 minutes. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, that's
Who like what is the second option on that team with both of them out anyways?
uh
Who is that?
dude, I seriously have no idea. Aiton?
Gabe Vincent? Yeah, I guess Aiton, sure. Yeah, of course. It is actually Aiton. That's a silly question,
Yeah.
but
Still, one
just
assist
insane.
off a 50-point triple double is like that's reassuring if you're a Lakers fan because you're like, all right, even if Luca and LeBron are out, like we have someone who can right the ship if necessary.
Yeah, AR-15 making it happen. I was really high on him this year, and he has been doing it. He's been doing it. It's been 1 week though. See, it's a long season. But yeah, that was a great one. Um, what else we got? Oh, well, I could talk about Big Wemby because I played against him this past week, and let me tell you how excruciatingly brutal that was because this man, pretty much every single game of his could have gone on this list, but I want to talk about the one where he played 36 minutes, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 6 fucking blocks, and 31 points. Um, pretty insane. There was like a play in that game too where, and I believe this was his second game also, last week, where he just like stood under the rim and like swatted away the ball from Zion like twice. He's just like, no, go, go the other way. Leave me alone. Insanity, and excruciating to be matched up against because I thought I mapped my whole team around winning the rebound game and winning the block game, and that just got like I got wiped. Wemby single-handedly destroyed that dream.
I
Pretty
think
crazy.
I think Gio might just own the blocks category for
I think
anyone
it's
who plays
done.
against him. Like,
I
regardless of
think
how
it's
you
over.
construct your team, if you have one guy getting, 5+ blocks a night, you might just have to be like, well, I'm not winning that one. And rebounds
Dude,
too at this point. Like, that's Wemby's scary if he keeps up anything like his first 3 games.
agreed. Yeah, so great stuff from Wemby. Who else do we have on here, man? Oh, don't you actually also have? Do you have Norman
Norman
Powell?
Powell,
Because
not
he
in
had a
this
great game.
league. I think
Mm,
someone took him, whoever did, smart, because Norman Powell's been electric these first couple Heat games. Because of the injury of Tyler Hero, he's been doing a lot of work leading the backcourt. Like this recent game, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. His shot selection's been great. He knows, when to shoot, when to kind of, you know, penetrate the interior, and he's good. He's good at playmaking. I cannot believe that he got him for what they did, and I'm, consistently impressed with him. And I think short term, like his value is going to be great because Tyler Hero is still going to be out for a couple more weeks. So we just
mhm.
get to watch Norman Powell do his thing. And if it's anything like these first couple of games, uh, you're in for a treat because I don't know. It feels like we just got him for nothing, and he's performing like crazy.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of naysayers, honestly, myself included, thinking that last season's Norm Powell was not a consistent thing. So I think it was like, oh, like flash in the pan, whatever. He got hot for a couple months and played amazing. But this season he'll be good. He won't be that good. And I don't know, that's kind of like a statement game. We'll see if he keeps it up. But like those are big numbers that you're proud of when someone stuffs the stat sheet like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last one is yeah, the last one is LaMelo Ball too. Also, a guy who is seemingly just permanently injured and plays basketball like it is uh in a rec league down the road from you. He hoops like a madman. Case in point, 35 minutes, 13 rebounds, 13 assists, 3 steals, and 38 points a few nights ago is just like nuts. Those are like nuts numbers. So like he's playing like a top 10 player right now. He is like value wise because he's a guy whose ADP was in like the 30s, I think, maybe even 40s. Uh, just because of like injury scare. But like, dude, I don't know, man. If you're happy to have him when he's playing like this, honestly, that's just like winning. That's winning.
Yeah,
Those are winning numbers for a
13,
league.
13 rebounds, 13 assists. That's like impressive. That's really crazy.
Pretty crazy, yeah. So he rounds out our players who popped off list. Um, which is great. But we also have some slow starts too. Some guys I think that like are just like I don't know. I'm not calling these guys duds
Not yet.
or busts. Not yet, for sure. And some of them like definitely aren't almost I don't know. I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them definitely aren't going to be duds at all. But there just maybe is an expectation that definitely has not been met from where you might draft them. I could say for my part, Podal, because he is on my team. Um, the center for the Raptors. He has been playing very lackluster, very timid too. He's not even getting big boards. let alone scoring. So I don't know. I have like kind of like a theory that because he had a lingering injury, I believe over the summer,
Yeah.
um, and I'm wondering if it's still bugging him and he's just playing like a little bit more hesitant because of it. I don't know. That could also just be me like coping hard. But he's off to a pretty slow start.
Yeah. Speaking of slow starts, I mean, we have to talk about Reed Shepard, man. I
Mm,
formerly touted as a G League legend who he was what third or fourth round or third or fourth pick overall in the draft.
mm,
He got kind of elevated to a starting position after Fred Van Vliet had his big injury over the summer, so he has a lot of pressure on him. Next to KD and Amen Thompson and all of them. But I mean, at this point, man, all I can say is I hope he still has his apartment in the Rio Grande Valley, man, because they're gonna send him back, man.
oh, don't do
He
that to
he's
him.
going back to
You're
the
calling it
Vipers,
now?
man. I he has to step it up if he doesn't want that, man.
That's
He's
true.
playing next to some good players. He has to keep his composure and not turn the ball over. Like, obviously those are you can say that about any player, but the Rockets are good. They're supposed to be a very good team. So, I mean, they lost in overtime against the Warriors, very close winnable game. I think you need to see some real progression from Reed Shepard if they want a chance to win the West.
Yeah, definitely. It's not looking great for him, especially because he just kind of like they don't have point guards on that team. They need Fred VanVleet is out. They needed Reed Shepard to be the guy, and that's why he jumped so much higher in ADP in fantasy drafts, and he's just not delivering right now. So, Reed Shepard definitely off to a slow start. Maybe it's a little early. It's a little early to call it. Shaden Sharp, a guy who I love on the Portland Trailblazers. I'm not sure who he was drafted to, what team has him, but he has not been great. Terrible? He's not been terrible, but he's had some pretty bad transition offense and defense, and he has these bursts where it looks like he's really trying to get something going, be super athletic, because that's what he can do, and just doesn't work too well. So his shooting splits just have been like bad, like pretty bad. Definitely tanking that category for you if you're holding him, and you should no bias, but you should hold him. The potential is there, but he definitely is off to a slow start, looking kind of fugly so far. Who's another one I can talk about? There's like two more. I'll do this guy, and then you could take the other one.
Sure.
Cade Cunningham. Uh, Cade, I love Cade, and I love to watch him. I feel like maybe he's getting used to like getting doubled because he took a big jump last year, and this year they're just throwing guys at him. He's generally found a way from their first. I think they've had 3 games so far, with another one happening right now. Um, the Detroit Pistons. But he's usually able to figure it out and like get some stuff on the stat sheet. So he's not busting it up right now or anything like that. But the starts to the games are definitely slow, and the shooting splits seem to be a little bit mid overall. High turnovers too. So yeah, I think he's just getting used to that kid. I think it's fair to say slow start considering he's a first round pick.
Yeah, that's valid. So Trey Young, I think the expectations for Hawks are pretty high right now. I'd say the highest they've been in a minute. Because they made a bunch of big moves in the offseason. They got Porzingis, they got Nikhil Alexander-Walker to add some depth, um, and I don't remember any other big moves. But Trey Young, uh, you know, he's the star of the team, and his game so far has looked okay. I wouldn't go so far to say he's a complete bum right now, but he just 2 days ago he had a pretty rough game against OKC, which they're the champs. But he only had 15 points, uh, 10 assists, which is nice, and then 5 turnovers, which not a
Mm.
great ratio of assists to turnovers. And in general, his assists haven't been too high. 5 in their opener, and then 6 at Orlando. Tonight, there's a game happening as we're recording this. He's already up to 8, so maybe by the time this comes out, this will already be outdated. So I want to see some sort of connection between him and Porzingis, and hopefully we'll be able to see the Hawks become their final form, what people are now expecting of them.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on, I think. Because I mean, Trey has been fantastic in previous years, but yeah, this just isn't quite what you expect from taking him again at the tail end of a first round. Being a tail end of a first round pick, you want somebody who's able to deliver, moderately across the board. And the assists seem like they're there, but you don't want to see him turning over the ball that much, and you want to see his shots land way more.
Oh
So that
yeah,
rounds that out.
yes.
That rounds out our slow start.
Actually, I do really quickly want to add one more slow start. Uh,
Oh yeah, hit it.
yeah. So this is perhaps I noticed the extra hard because he's on my team, but Devin Booker has not been great so far.
Oh, true, dude.
His points have been solid. He had two 30-point games, one at Sacramento, one at Denver. But his assists have been alright as well. His turnovers have been abysmal. Like, I don't think it's a stretch for me to say he lost me that category. He is averaging 6 turnovers a game in his first three
Yeesh.
games. He had 9 against Denver. Like, that's that's abysmal. Uh, and hopefully, he's getting doubled a lot. That's kind of what a lot of teams have been doing to him because Jalen Green has been out. He doesn't really have anyone else to handle the ball reliably.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is a slight, you know, bump in the road, and once Jalen Green gets back, they'll start to click a little more. He'll turn the ball over less, and maybe some easier looks will come on the scoring sheet as well. But we'll have to see how the Suns pan out. They've been in purgatory for quite a few years now.
Yeah, for sure. I do think Booker might be in a kind of a similar situation as Cade, where they're kind of getting used to being the guy and not having the same amount of shooting around them at the current moment. So, okay.
You want to before we hit the power ranking, we just talk about a couple of the matches happening this week?
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. You kind of like little prediction-esque stuff.
Yeah, just
I'm
to
with that.
kind of just to see how people are feeling uh, about the current
Who are you
matches.
playing?
I'm
Oh, you're
playing
playing Ankh.
I'm playing
You're
Unk
playing
Still Got
Cameron.
It, aka Cameron, aka Silu,
Yep.
and I feel pretty good about this. I think a lot of the categories that I got beat in last week, I think I have a stronger chance against Unk Still Got It, the opponent here. But it'll all depend on how some of his top players perform.
Yeah, I mean he's holding
He's holding
he's
Jokic,
holding
right?
holding Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Reeves, who we just talked about, had a incredible game, and KD, and some big scoring artillery behind Zach LaVine thrown in there as well. So that's like you know that's a solid rounded out team just in terms of the top end. Obviously he has some nice role players in there too, like Buddy Hields and Nas Reeds and Caldwell Popes, Simons. I probably should have put Simons on my duds list too, honestly, but that's neither here nor there. Um, yeah, he's got a solid team. This will be really interesting between the two of you because your shooting is also kind of like firing on high. I have to imagine that a lot of this will come down to um, your guys' field goal percentage,
For
maybe,
sure.
since you both have like strong guards. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm
That'll be
excited
cool.
for that.
Best best of luck to you, and best of luck to you, Cameron, if you're listening. May the best gamer win. What about J-Boss Fan Club versus Giovanni Fargo,
Poker 9 to 5.
aka Poker 9 to 5? Yes.
So this is
What do you think about
an interesting one because Gio was pretty high in the shooting categories, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the points categories too, he was pretty high up there. And in terms of, you mean like field goal
Yeah,
percentage?
yeah, yeah. The percentages.
He was top five.
Yeah, and
He rounded out the top five. Yeah.
looking, he's also top three in assists and top three in steals. So I mean, this might be, whereas Matt, for example, is eighth in assists and ninth in steals. So obviously the highest to lowest is not that. There's not too much of a crazy difference, but I think in most of the counting stats, like you kind of have to give the nod to Geo.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna call it and say, and maybe this will be, maybe I'm cursing myself by even saying this, but I'm pretty sure Gio is just going to blow Matt out of the water. Now, we will talk more later about why that is and about when that might change. Uh, because I think that that's something important to note instead of just looking at the raw numbers currently associated with Matt's team. We'll get there when we get there.
Absolutely.
I'm playing Ryan. I'm playing Ban FD.
How do
Uh,
you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know. My team's a little bit banged up right now. Just a little bit. Brandon Miller out. Mathurin, I'm hoping comes back. Kevin Porter Jr., I'm hoping comes back, but he's still out right now. So I'm wondering if those three end up being a big difference maker. Now, I was really happy because I did grab Keontae George off the freaking waiver wires this past week. Um,
Clutch.
Truth be told, I was kind of just like flailing around on the waiver wire last week. There was a day where I picked up somebody incorrectly and then had to adjust, but it wouldn't have mattered. I don't think that much. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm hoping I can edge it out, but Ryan's team is fully healthy, and like he's got VJ Edgecombe, who currently is going kind of crazy again in the fourth quarter against New Orleans. Um, he's got some shooters, man. We'll see. I don't want to confidently say anything like, oh, I'm gonna kick his butt because I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I need a couple things to happen for me for that to happen. So we'll see. Ryan, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you. I hope it's a banging week. We also have Caleb versus Ethan,
That'll be an interesting one.
which is also interesting. Yeah.
I think Ethan has some kind of sleeper guys who might have declined a little bit. For example, Paul George and
Mhm.
Kevin Love, who I'm not sure if he's getting playtime. That
He
might
has not had. Yeah, Ethan, if you're listening,
You should probably drop Kevin Love.
should probably drop Kevin Love and pick up anybody else.
I love him.
Maybe this is tampering, but he
Yeah,
hasn't played a single minute.
maybe we're giving direct advice here, but Kevin Love is not giving you currently anything. Also, speaking of not giving you anything, Luke is out, man. Like that is a
That does
huge
suck.
pain for Ethan's chances here. So
Yeah, you got to figure Luca was generating a lot of just like everything, points, rebounds, assists. Um,
yeah,
so that might be kind of tough. And consequently, Caleb's team is pretty much all the way healthy, with the exception of Embiid not playing back to backs right now. So he's just gonna fluctuate back and forth between being out, not being out. Um, but Caleb's team, he has Cade, who we talked about a little bit earlier, who's having a slow start. But again, Cade isn't necessarily like stinking it up all the way, and the rest of his team is great. I really like that he picked up Cedric Howard off the waiver wire because I Cedric is kind of going crazy mode,
yeah.
over there in Memphis.
With an injured Grizzlies, like he's gonna have a bunch of opportunities to pop off as well.
Yeah, and Lord knows the Grizzlies love to get injured. It's like a fetish. I think we have one more
Yeah, yeah,
matchup
yeah.
that we
So
haven't touched
the
on.
last one is Bob Squad and Balls, which is
Wait, what happened to the old name? What's
uh
going on here?
I think maybe he heard our true and valid complaints and changed it.
I wanted to get to the bottom of it. Uh, That's a shame.
I
I
guess we'll
mean,
never know.
this is easier on the eyes. I'm not gonna lie. This is
Yeah.
much easier on the eyes. Um, Definitely prefer looking at balls than I
I
do Hunter for ball sex. Pause.
you and me both, man. Nah, no pause. We talk about
Nah,
basketball.
resume. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
So
Cool name change.
Boba is in dire straits. There's no way to put it. Anthony Edwards out. LeBron James out. De'Aaron Fox out. Bronny James. However, he does
Wait, which
have.
team are you looking at?
I'm looking at Boba's
Oh,
team.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yep.
So
All true.
there are a couple small silver linings in here. One of them being Boba also drafted Julius Randle, and Julius Randle is probably going to have some pretty high usage if Anthony Edwards is out.
Hmm.
You have to assume that some degree of the slack will be picked up by him. So maybe we're due. Maybe Julius Randle will pop off. Uh,
I like drafting players who cover each other's bases sometimes. It's cool because like yeah, get in a situation like this where one of them's out and you're just like, this sucks, but my other guy is just going to have to ball even harder and make up some of that diff. So hopefully that works out.
for sure, yeah. Whereas team balls, as we as we are referring to them, is
Mm.
mostly healthy. I all I'm seeing is Darius Garland, which I think he's projected to be out for a couple more days.
He's getting close.
Yeah. He's currently rehabbing in the G League, but he's an important player. But despite that, Desmond Bain, Paolo, Jared Allen, Sabonis, and Karl Anthony Towns. Like this is a pretty heavy team, and I would not be surprised uh, take if they take a big leap in a bunch of these categories, especially considering the big holes in the Bob Squad's roster.
Yeah, it sucks to be missing Ant on top of the other guys. But that being said, the Bobscott did squeak out a win despite missing LeBron James and Darren Fox this past week. So, maybe Keith can do it again. Maybe he can go crazy style. It's anything is possible, anything can
Would be
happen.
cool.
But there is only one consensus ranking.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
and only so many things can happen with that because me and Joey discussed our picks and we discussed why we had them at the rankings we had them, and now we're going to tell you why. Kicking it off with number 10.
Yeah.
Joey, who do we have at number 10?
We have the J Boss fan club at number 10. So, what's interesting about this is the amount of players who are out is the entire
Yes.
bench is 5 red O's just sitting there. You have Jalen
Yeah.
Williams, Kobe White, Jalen Green, Tyler Hero, Kyrie Irving, and
Damn, he's got Kobe Bryant on there too.
as we just mentioned earlier, Zion Williamson, uh,
Yeah.
currently listed on ESPN as out until Wednesday, uh, so probably around when this comes out. Uh, but he is the reason he's low. He's low in almost every category, and the reason that is because he's missing a bunch of top picks. He still has some good
Good
players,
players.
no mistake. Jalen Brown, Anthony Davis, James Harden, and Rudy
Mhm.
Gobert. He still has value for sure, but I mean, I think this team is going to be, if slash when they get all healthy, that's also remains to be seen. I think this team will be much better than where they are, which is our number 10 slot.
Yeah, this is a number 10, but this is a number 10 with like 5 asterisks next to it. And those 5 asterisks are corresponding to every single guy who was out and sitting on that freaking bench. 'Cause you got to figure that's a lot of firepower. And it is an if. We can't say, well, when all these guys are healthy, Matt's going to be insane. Because we just don't know that. We don't know that at all. but some of them are going to be coming back soon. So I think we will see that shift sooner than we think. So that's number 10. What do we got at number 9?
Number
Joe.
9, we have Ethan's extravagant team. Uh, Once again, I'm saying this. Drop Kevin Love, please. Uh, Otherwise, not
It's
a
like it's
bad team. I think there's some players who provide, some mixed bits of value here and there. People like Clay Thompson, Tobias Harris, a lot of older vets. Some of these guys, their shooting has not been great so far, but I think long term, some of these guys will be able to show their value. There's some really sneaky picks in here that I like. We mentioned in the draft recap last episode, which if you haven't seen, go check that out. Uh, he got Jordan Poole. Ethan got Jordan Poole in the 4th round, which we both I think is a pretty good pick. And another pick is Dyson Daniels, who had a huge uh, kind of run in his defensive play last year. He's averaging 2 steals a game, which I mean that's a huge boon for anyone trying to take care of the steals category in this league. So I think there's some good picks in here. It's maybe some tweaking of the roster here and there, and it'll be like a pretty interesting to see how this team evolves and kind of continues as the season goes on.
Yeah, I think this is a team that can be reshaped ever so slightly to bump itself up in a couple of categories. Um, we've been talking about Kevin Love jokingly, but also there's Pat Connaughton on this team, and he has played minutes, 2 of them exactly actually,
Wow.
and so I think that the mystery as to how Ethan's turnovers have been because he had the least out of all of us. He had the least. He won that category not only in his matchup but across the board. These categories at 56. The next least were 58 for Geo. I think it's because maybe he had 2 guys on his roster who were not playing. Could potentially be related, but nonetheless, that is number 9, and I think things can change. Who we got at number 8?
We got Nikki, aka Ball, aka formerly Ball Sex.
Hunter for ball sex.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Scoreboard.
Lost to Ryan. Lost to Ban FD. Greek Bob.
Yeah.
And that was a close matchup too. That was 5-4 and 4-5.
I think that was the
Four
only.
categories won.
I think that was the only 5-4 we had, right?
Yeah, no, it was. It
Yeah.
was the only one. So banger of a set. Um, and even then, even looking at it, like I could. Well, you know what though? The 5 categories that Ryan won, they did look kind of convincing. But either way, number 8 is Nikki. Nikki overall across the board, he is worst in blocks right now. He is, I believe, 7th in turnovers. He's 5th, so top 5 in points, which is great. And we're looking at last in field goal percentage for those couple of games. He is top 4 in free throw percentage. He got 4th. 6th in assists, and finally, what is that? Like 7th in steals. So, he's kind of like nudging towards the middle for a lot of these stats across the board. But you want to see those numbers bump up. And I don't think does Nikki have any injuries right now that would be related
Darius
to
Garland mostly.
just Garland. So Garland's gonna come back and he's gonna Garland's a great player. I mean, it's a top 50 player.
Yeah.
Probably get some things bumped up. We'll see how things shape out. We'll see how things continue. But as of right now, that is number 8. Number 7, it's me, yours truly, Billups Mafia. I may have done a little bit too much gambling with the Italian mob when I created my roster. I still really like my roster, but we agreed to put me here at 7 because I did lose the first week to Geo, and I've got some injuries that are worth like accounting for, and I think that with a build like mine, because I have Giannis and I'm punting some things. When you lose guys, I've got a lot of, most of my eggs are only in a couple of baskets, so it hurts me quite a bit. Um, and I had a great set with Geo. Every other day I would look and it felt like the categories would swap from like a 3 to 6 game to a 3 to 6 game. There were a few times where it was 4 to 4 throughout a week. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday was just kind of like a progressive disaster class where I lost Kevin Porter Jr., I lost Mather, and I lost Jalen Johnson, who was a third round pick for me. And that just hurt way too much um, to come back from. So, I mean, like, it could have been done. I think that a few of the categories that I lost to Geo with were like fairly close. Rebounds was off by 3. He won 7-2, by the way. But rebounds was off by 3. Assists was off by 2, and points was off by like almost 40 points. So like, I'd love to cope and say, man, if my guys were healthy. Oh, and Brandon Miller's out too. Man, if I was healthy, I could have won that. Who knows? It's in God's hands. We'll never know. So I'm putting myself seventh. We got me seventh.
Yeah. Uh, right above you, number 6 is me, and I lost my matchup to step back Kate away threes or something like that.
It's a good name.
Yeah, it's a good name. A lot of these categories were fairly close. So free throw percentage was close. Assists was 12 off. Steals was 7 off. Turnovers was 12 off as well. And I won points by a little bit. So I feel pretty good about my team. I think, league. I was either second or third, or no. I think I was second in field goal percentage, which was cool. And I lead a bunch of categories. I don't lead a bunch of categories. I'm top 5 in a bunch of categories. So, despite the loss here, I still feel pretty good about my team. Honestly, like I just ran into a team that was on fire, and not a whole lot I could have done about that. I guess my team was all pretty healthy as well. I just kind of yeah ran into the buzzsaw that is Caleb's team right now.
Yeah, and I was a big advocate of putting you above me, um, just because despite the loss, you are top 5 in 7 of the 9 categories, despite the loss, which is pretty nice. It's a nice place to be in. You got outplayed, nothing you can do about it, but you got to figure that a couple things could have ruled one way or the other, and it might have been different. So I like your team a lot. I think there's a lot of places you can go. I expect great things.
Thank you, thank you.
But those are our 5 losers. The top 5 are there for a reason, and it is because they won, despite it all.
And
And
they,
fifth, we have Ban FD.
yeah. So this is a pretty well-rounded team as well, right? I mean, they're competitive in most categories. One free throw percentage, one field goal percentage. Uh, pretty pretty convincing, I would say. With turnovers, points was pretty close. I think this team can do a lot, and also had some really great picks, especially in the middle rounds. Stuff like Norman Powell, VJ Edgecombe, which we talked about earlier, and still, I'm very impressed by the faith and the ball knowledge there. I think this team, while this was a pretty close, the reason this is fifth is because this was a pretty close win in terms of categories. This was the only 5-4 win I think in the league, but I think we both felt pretty good about where this team ended up in terms of the categories across the league. In the middle for a lot of them.
Yeah, I think that's the big influencer when trying to divvy up who gets what spot in this PR after only 1 week. But because we're not going off of a lot just yet. 1 week is not a lot. But Ryan was seventh in overall field goal percentage across the league, um, as well as seventh, or excuse me, eighth in field goal percentage, and then eighth again in free throw percentage. Um, he was first overall across every team in assists, which is fantastic. But then again, just barely squeezes into the top five for steals at fifth, so middle of the pack there. Fourth for three-pointers made, and I believe sixth for rebounds. Blocks towards the latter half again, same thing with turnovers, and sort of middle of the pack again for points. I believe it is seventh. So, there's like one or two categories in there where you're like, yeah, nice. You feel really good about those. And then there's a couple that are sort of middle of the pack. It didn't matter. He edged out the win, and that's really all that matters on a week-to-week basis. Um, but all that being said, does slot into our number five spot for our PR. And at number four,
Number 4, we have Unk still
many are
got it.
wondering. Many are wondering if the Younks still got it, Joey.
I'm not wondering, man. I can tell Unk still got it. This
I would
team
not bet the under on Unk right now. He's
this
top five.
this team is very well rounded. That's kind of the conclusion that I came to. Is you got Kevin Durant, you got Jokic, Austin Reeves, which once again we talked about had that monster game. Donovan Mitchell, who's been playing pretty solid ball. His last game had a bunch of turnovers, but I think that
Hmm.
happened tonight, so it doesn't really count for the point of the PR. But overall, great. He has a few minor injuries. Alex Caruso is currently in concussion protocol, and Bradley Beal, I think, just got ruled out like an hour ago. But those
Yeah.
aren't. Caruso has some important stuff. He gets a lot of steals, and he does some stuff very well. But I think even despite those guys, I love how well rounded this team is. It ended up pretty high in most categories, I want to say. Second place free
Ye-
throw percentage. Uh, Rebounds is kind of one of the only clear ones that was being, slacked on.
Rebounds and blocks, I think. Blocks was the
Yes.
other one. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean top five in four categories, I believe. Um, with a couple of those maybe just barely sneaking in, but still you like to be top five in at least four, because you only need five to win in a week. Um, and I think was second in free throw percentage, right? You said that.
Yep.
That's his best one, I believe, at the moment, unless there's something I'm forgetting, but I don't think so. I think that's the one. Which is great. So yeah, I mean, like when you're top five in that many categories, and then all you need to do is sneak in, get a sneaky win on a fifth that maybe your opponent's lacking on, you get a dub, and a dub means you're number four,
Third place,
number three.
bronze
Yeah.
medal. We have
Hmm.
Keith, aka the Bob Squad. This is
Yeah.
this is the team that we mentioned has a lot of short, medium term injuries. With Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron Fox, LeBron James, but I don't see too many otherwise weak spots. I think they have
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of centers on this team: Mobley, Duran, Porzingis, and Hartenstein,
Hmm.
which I think is kind of reflected in. Oh, is it? It's actually he's actually only middle of the road for rebounds, which is a little surprising to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, like he's got three guys under him. Uh, but yeah, pretty middle of the road. He's actually really mostly the categories where he's decidedly like not very competitive in based on 1 week's, information is assists. He's bottom two in assists.
Hmm.
And points, I guess, overall points. Yeah, definitely points. It's just those two. Everything else is pretty solid which is nice. Now, yeah, the injuries really suck. Um, and if you had to be a betting man, you might say, I don't know if, those numbers are going to return for this current week. Would love to be wrong. That'd be so dope. But I mean, when you're fourth in field goal percentage, and you sneak into the top five for three throw percentage as well. Sure, maybe you're punting assists. Fine. Middle of the road for steals. Fine. Whatever. Top five in three pointers made? How did you do that with
I
all those bigs?
I have no idea.
I-
I'm
I'm serious.
I'm looking at the
I'm
lineup
serious,
here.
Keith. How'd you do it?
Yeah,
Pretty crazy, right?
did did
It's nice.
did Anthony Edwards hit a bunch last week or something? I don't know.
Maybe it was just it. I haven't looked at all the splits. I don't actually know off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, all those things, middle of the road and rebounds, like we said earlier, great in turnovers, kept him pretty low, and was only four off from the number one, lowest turnover in Ethan. Um, really great, really very well rounded. But unfortunately dealing with the injuries. So Keith, may your boys get healthy soon and come back all the stronger for it. Because I'd love to see the team fully healthy to see how these numbers persist. We got a number two.
Number two, silver medal, second place. We have step back Kate away 3. Uh, I learned firsthand how crazy this team is.
Hmm.
There's strength at every category, just about. Like I think we're looking at top 3 in most categories. So last place in turnovers is kind of the punt for this team. But I'm seeing second place in blocks, third place in points, first
Yeah.
place in free throw percentage. This is a team that
Yeah.
does a lot very well. Second place in assists, like first place in steals. It's a scary team. Kaminga's been great lately. Steph
First
Curry,
place in three pointers made too, Joey. First place in three
yeah,
pointers made
first
as
place in
well.
three
That's a lot of
pointers.
first places. Yeah.
Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. Despite how long he's been in the league, he's still doing it. And you have
Yeah.
some flamethrower guys who can kind of get hot out of nowhere, like Malik Monk, Miles Bridges. This is just a fully functional team. It does a lot. It does a lot right. Derek White as well. He's had an increased role obviously since the downfall of Jason Tatum. I'm glad I played this team already because now it's uphill for me. I don't have to face them for a while again, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Caleb, absolutely just a flamethrower of a team. Well done. And you have to imagine can only go up too with like the aforementioned Cade early season slump. So something to watch. We'll see how things keep up. Um, that only leaves one guy for our number one, for a consensus number one for the first week. And that's Geo. I had the privilege of playing Geo. I'm just now realizing that our top two are the guys that we each faced. I swear this isn't cope. this is this is data based factual information.
Statistically, we got cooked. All right, there's no way to avoid it. We got destroyed, and we have the facts and logic to back it up.
And if this doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. I believe that Geo is top five in seven. Is it eight categories? Oh God, I think it's eight. Yeah, and he's top three on top of that in like four of them. So that is tough. That's tough to beat, man. The only one, the only this, yeah, I think the only category that he did not look strong in the first week was free throw percentage, and even then, he finished sixth. He didn't even like. It wasn't even like he was at the bottom, bro. Like, just a really strong team, and it really helps having a guy like Wembenyama who has done devious things to start the season across like three games already. Really insane. Obviously, Gio has Aaron Gordon who had a 50 bomb game. We forgot to talk about him earlier too.
Yeah.
Actually, he was like perfect from three, I think, or missed one shot. Pretty nuts. Um, Yeah, between Victor Wembanyama, that performance from Aaron Gordon, a sneaky pick from Drew Holiday, who is overperforming, I think, what most people thought.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler not doing the playoff Jimmy thing where he cruises through the regular season and doesn't give a crap. He's balling,
yeah.
and he's balling pretty hard
Opening
to
game,
start the season.
31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yep, and then to top it all off, Vooch not looking washed. Not looking washed.
Vooch stays pretty good.
I hate that. I'm so mad. Why is he not washed? It doesn't make
Dude,
sense. It
he
makes no sense.
I think he just plays on. He's played on bum ass teams his whole career. He's just like I have no. He's so unstressed. I bet he sleeps like an angel every single night, man. He's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I get
Yeah.
paid $40 million to like run around the paint and get rebounds.
Yeah, nobody want me, but I'm gonna get 15 rebounds for no reason, and the Bulls can't trade me to save their life. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's looking good for Gio. Great first week. Even though he edged me out in a couple categories, like you gotta tip the hat to him because the stats don't lie. The statistics do not lie, and I'm sure he loves to know that as a poker aficionado. That's our ranking. That's our PR.
That's our
That's the
top
top
10.
10.
Yeah.
That's all I got too. Do we have anything else to even talk about?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I'm excited to see. We something that I wanted to note is all 5 of these matches coming up are 1-0 teams versus 0-1 teams. So some teams might be
Ooh,
1-1. Some teams, well, we'll see. A couple of these teams might go to 2-0.
see who pulls ahead.
It'll be really
That sounds
exciting.
great.
But yeah, I mean
I,
that's just about it out of me, man.
I dig it. All right.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for watching. Uh, and bye.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Bye.